Let's talk apologetics. Does man have an excuse before God? When one dies and stands before him, are they going to be able to say to him, God, I'm sorry, I just didn't know you, I didn't believe in you, I didn't search you, I didn't seek you? Could they say anything that would excuse them before God and would have to make God allow them to come into heaven? Is that what the Bible teaches? Do we see that in Scripture? Can a man say, I was just born in the wrong part of the world? My parents did not teach me your ways. Could they say anything to him? Let's dive into this topic and let's see what the Bible actually has to say about this topic. Looking at the book of Psalms, chapter 19, starting in verse 1, the text says, The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard. Their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. So looking at this passage, we see that the heavens, the stars, the moon, the sun, everything that God has created declares God's handiwork. They pour forth speech. They don't have to speak a language audibly, but it's something visible, something that man can see, that they will be able to know his handiwork. Again, this is showing us that his creation is screaming a creator. God's handiwork is seen in the heavens. Now to look at the Apostle Paul in the letter to the Romans, chapter 1, starting in verse 18, the text says, For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth. For what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them. For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made. So they are without excuse. So again, looking at this text, we see that this is talking about man knows that God is real. Man knows the text says his eternal power and divine nature. They have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world by the things that have been made. Again, looking back at that Psalms chapter 19, the heavens declare the glory of God. It's his handiwork. It's his creation that has been revealed to man. It's called a general revelation. That man, anywhere, anytime, there is a revelation of God, that they are without an excuse. They know that God is real because of his creation. It's the creation that is declaring the knowledge that you need to know that there is a creator. But the text here says, because of that, and because people reject God, they are without an excuse. They do not have the ability to stand in front of God and say, oh God, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know you were real. God will say to them, depart from me. Why? Because they are without an excuse.